He ran a successful presidential campaign in exactly 10 days. And on his 44th birthday, he was elected the youngest ever president of Senegal at just 44 years old. This looks unlikely just 2 weeks before this, and now he has to govern this country, which has taught a lesson to Africa and to the rest of the world about democracy. When President Macky Sall tried to postpone the election with 3 weeks to the election, the people of Senegal said no, and the Constitutional Court there agreed with them. When President Macky Sall tried to run for the third term, the people of Senegal said no, and their constitutional democracy stood. And I think the election of Bassirou Diomaye Faye really underscores how proud they are of that democracy and how far they have.
Even though he was silent, former opposition leader Ousmane Sonko was the center of attention at the swearing-in ceremony for Senegal's new president, Bassirou Diomaye Faye. As Sonko had been barred from running for office in last month's elections, his close ally Faye was largely seen as his proxy. Indeed, just hours after Faye assumed office, he appointed Sonko to be his prime minister.
At the meeting that closed our election campaign, I said we were all working to get President Bassirou Diomaye Faye elected. There will be no question of leaving him to shoulder this responsibility alone.
Sonko finished third in the 2019 presidential election and is popular among young people. He spent much of the last year in prison before being freed last month. Sonko became a key figure in his second-in-command's fiery campaign to tackle corruption in a country with severe economic hardship.
I bring to you my little brother, my friend, who is the candidate for us all, Bassirou Diomaye Faye.
Now in power, the two men will have to meet the immense expectations of the Senegalese people. Faye has pledged to restore national sovereignty by renegotiating international contracts for fossil fuel extraction. He has also vowed to create jobs, as 20% of the population is unemployed.
It's high time for France to lift its knee off our neck and put an end to this unjust oppression. Centuries of misery, human trafficking, colonization, and neocolonization have caused immeasurable suffering. It's time to put an end to this cycle of oppression. It's high time for France to leave us alone. It's time for France to take a cue from its European neighbors and learn a valuable lesson in independence. On what grounds does France believe it can continue to impose leaders on us and make choices on our behalf? This must come to an end. And the emerging Africa, the African youth, the African elites, and the African diaspora all stand united in saying no, it cannot continue any longer. France's hypocrisy is evident and pervasive in daily life. Personally, we expect absolutely nothing from France. We desire her to cease meddling in our matters so that the people of Senegal can exercise their freedom of choice rather than being influenced by France's selection of a candidate using the tactics we are aware of. We begin by targeting individuals, adorning them with the Legion of Honor or a similar knightly rank, enlisting them in Masonic lodges, and informing them to prepare themselves as they will be next in line. Even the hypothesis that Macky Sall may not succeed, we know who is being prepared by France. This must come to an end. It will not occur in this manner any longer. Let's be clear, we have absolutely nothing against the French people. In France, both political and citizen voices are rising to hold and express the same discourse as the one I'm currently presenting to you. We strongly urge France to listen to the voices that speak to it about our plan for a more collaborative, fairer, and sustainable partnership between Africa and France. It is crucial that we work together towards a future that is equitable, just, and environmentally conscious. If she listens, I believe we'll have beautiful days ahead in our collaboration together. If he doesn't know how to cut it, thinking he can continue to function like in the time of our grandfathers, this African youth no longer accepts it. France must make preparations for a definitive break and completely withdraw from Africa. Africa belongs to Africans, not France. She belongs to no one else. Neither China, nor the United States, nor anyone.
Now, let's ask ourselves this question. Is Africa bringing a new crop of leadership that would stand on their own without depending on the West. It's really a new shift in leadership, and from all I can see, France has been a dictator, or they've been deciding on matters pertaining Senegal, and that's why the leader is very furious on what the people have been facing. Now, the president, as youngest at 44, was from prison. 10 years in prison, then you become the president. It was a very, very impressive moment. But again, he has to make bold decisions and fight what he says has been affecting the country. He has a big task to change Senegal and how people have been living the country. Now, he started harshly on France, and we see that he feels that the end of colonialism must be now. The colonialism of the French people has been still ongoing on Senegal, and he wants to break that chain and kick away or kick out the French or France country, and he wants the people to be free and make decisions on their own. Now, do you see if he will manage to do that? Will he really end that series of colonialism? That's a big question that we should see your reactions in the comment sections, so that we also react to it and see what or where the continent is headed. Thank you for watching. This is World Over Media. We appreciate you, and remember to subscribe to our channel. Welcome, and may God bless you.